Hello, lovely people, once again. This is Kokudro's channel. Now, this is a place where science comes live and science is made much very easy. Today, we are going to determine the density of an irregular object. What is an irregular object? An irregular object is any object without a definite shape. So, stone is one. So, to determine the density of this irregular object, we first need our scale to help us weigh the mass. You know that density is mass divided by the volume. Then we get the amount of water in either beaker, graduated beaker, or a measuring cylinder, but we are using the beaker. So today we have 200 centimeter cube of water in the beaker. We have our stone and then we have our balance. Now the first, we put the stone on the balance to read the mass. Now the mass is 142.0 grams approximately. Then we tie the stone with a thread as you have seen over here. Then we gently lower it into the 200 centimeter cube water. We gently lower it and look at the upward delivery. Now you can see that now the water has risen up to 250 centimeter cube. So knowing our mass and knowing the first and the second volume, we can then go to the board to input the data and find the density. So let's go. Okay, so from the data we collated, we saw that the initial volume before the stone was put into the beaker was 200 centimeter cube. Now, after the stone was immersed in the beaker containing the water, we had 250 centimeter cube. So to find the actual volume of the stone, we take the first volume from the second volume, which is 250 centimeter cube minus 200 centimeter cube. Now, when you do that deduction, you are going to get 50 centimeters cube. Now, so the mass of the stone equals to 142.0 grams. Now we know the mass. Now let us come to the formula for finding density. We all know that density equals to mass over volume. So the mass was 142.0 grams and the volume was 50 centimeter cube. So when you do that deduction, we are going to get 2.8 gram per centimeter cube. Either you write it like this or like this. Now, what is the main purpose of looking for density? Now, scientists know that the density of water is 1.0 gram per centimeter cube. So any object whose density is above 1.0 gram per centimeter cube, definitely that object will sink. And if the mass is lesser than the density of water, definitely that object will float. So knowing the density, scientists are able to use the density to find out how pure a substance is. Scientists can also use the density to also find out how object will sink and how object will float. Knowing that, scientists can adjust an object that sink to be made float and an object that float also to be made sink. So density of irregular object has been made very simple and easy. Please, if today is the first day watching me, do subscribe to my channel and press the notification bell so that when video of such surfaces, you'll be the one to know. Bye-bye and have a nice time.